What's going on, guys? So today, just kind of looking around at the surroundings of the campground that we're currently in Indiana. Nice place. It's quiet. Mosquitoes are horrible here. um, don't come outside unless it's daylight, and definitely don't be outside during dusk, because you will be doing some karate moves, kung fu moves, swatting at flies and mosquitoes and everything else. Now that could be because we're in very close proximity of the lake, but either which way, that just really puts a hindrance on your camping experience and makes it a little bit of a pain in the hind end, or a lot of itchy scratchy stuff going on. But you know, I like going to RV parks and stuff, and sometimes it's kind of nice and relaxing going to an RV resort. But as I'm going to show you here, some things are not that great about RV resorts versus a traditional state park campground. I actually think myself, I prefer the state park campgrounds, because you get a little bit more privacy, at least with most general parks that we've ever been to. You get a little bit more room to spread out, I guess. But here, let me show you what I'm talking about. So one of the biggest things I dislike about staying at some RV parks, this is considered an RV resort here at Blue Lake, Indiana, is seriously, this is your little strip of grass. As you can see, there's our rig. Here's the campsite immediately right there. This one's not as bad because the terrible awful pipe ain't literally right out our door, but it's still there. And as you guys can see across the way, it's mostly gravel. But look how close these sites are. They are just right on top of each other. You know, I think originally when some of these RV resorts started around the lakes and things, they had a good idea, but then they got kind of sidetracked by the almighty dollar. Let's cram as many people as possible into one location and charge them $200+ a week for full hookups. And then you end up with a place that's just really a glorified parking lot with a little piece of grass. And that's unfortunate, because there's a serene setting here. If you guys can look right across here, there's actually a lake just beyond that other little zinger camper there, which is a pretty decent sized lake. And so it's pretty picturesque that way. But when you start cramming too many campers in one spot, just really doesn't make it very enjoyable for me. I believe I like the state parks and campgrounds a little bit more than the traditional RV resorts. Let's just take us a little walk up through here. Give you guys kind of a generalized look of what we got going on. As you guys can see, the big lake out here. You know, some people do a nice job by decorating their area and put a nice little deck. And these are seasonal people. But, you know, I mean, it's a nice place, I guess, if you're just want a weekend getaway. But with us living full time, we like to spread out a little bit. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with a RV resort, but I guess personally, I just don't like being crammed right up on my neighbor. But, you know, it really just boils down to what you're willing to do and what you're, you know, what you're willing to accept when you go to an RV park or a resort or a campground. Now, see, as you can see, there's a really nice little small lake here that you can go out and enjoy. And a lot of private RV resorts have this kind of thing. I mean, but like, look at that, that's a different campground across the lake here. And let's see if we can zoom in on this. They kind of cramming together, kind of like almost lambs to slaughter, I guess. But me personally, I'm not that big of a fan of that. Now, some RV parks that have amenities like this one here does, is you can actually rent these pontoons and enjoy the lake out here. You know, that's not a bad little deal, especially if you don't want to drag a boat all over the place. And you get amenities like that by going to private RV parks, but there's always a trade-off. You know, you don't always have the biggest sites, don't always have the nicest sites, because they have more of a, you know, setting like this to enjoy more water related. And that's just the kind of things you encounter across the country. That being said, you know, it's not that I 100% against private RV parks. Don't make this sound like a very negative video or anything, but it's just not some of the things that I envision becoming a full-time RVer, is being that close to my neighbor all the time. Now, I'm sure once we get back out west, where we can show you guys the BLM land, where you're not right up on your neighbor and your closest other camper is, you know, 30, 40 miles away, it's going to be a lot better experience. And but this is some of the kind of RV parks you do come across in your travels. A lot of places have a lot of fun things to do. In some places, you've either got a water sport kind of deal, theme, or something to do with water if you're at a place with a lake like this, or you got some sort of big amusement park or something like that around here. That's what draws people in, but also reflects on price in the RV parks, because now they're allowed to charge you that premium. Well, not really, I guess allowed. Well, they can do whatever they want. It's their park. But that opens it up for a higher expense of you staying in a different RV park, because it's close to attractions and all that. Now, this particular place we're here, the allure of this town is it is called Turtle Town, is what they have nicknamed it. It is Churubusco, I'm probably butchering that, is the name, Churubusco, Indiana, which is just outside of Fort Wayne, Indiana. And it's a nice little town. I guess the story behind this is it all stemmed from the local drunk who I guess told everybody he saw a ginormous turtle, like the equivalent of like a Volkswagen Bug. And so this was, you know, something that nobody really paid attention to. Lo and behold, two businessmen actually claimed to have seen the turtle, and then also one of them decided to spend his entire fortune in searching the area for that turtle. Ended up penniless, familyless, lost his business, all these things. Now, this is just what I'm hearing from the locals. I have not researched this, but excuse me. If that's something you want to research, I guess they got a lot of things in their little history museum here. But we will not be visiting there, as the job I was supposed to do here, I've decided I'm not going to take that job. A little bit of a misleading thing when I decided to come. But anyway, long story short, we're going to be pulling out here this weekend, as we have paid for our time here, and there are no refunds, and that's something else you will run into a lot across the country. If you're not sure you're going to be in a place for very long, don't pay for an extended amount of time, as a lot of places will not refund your money. Keep that in mind. But since we paid till the weekend, we'll just stay for the weekend. Then we're going to head toward Indianapolis. That's where one of our main offices are. Go in, visit with them, and see what else they have. And if they don't have anything that's looking promising to me, I guess we're going to saddle up the train and keep on rolling west. But I just want to take a little bit of time today and show you guys a little bit of what it's like to live on the road, and the little differences between the RV parks from my point of view. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit that little bell for any updated videos. Until next time, guys, this is Tony. Don't forget to get out and adventure more. Don't forget to come like us on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll see you soon. Bye.